Right, trial and improvement in this video, guys. So, just to give you a quick background check about it, it's all about trying to put in various values into my equation to see if I will end up getting this answer. Because it's trial and improvement, we can't expect to get the exact value all of the time, depending on the equation that you've got. We in this video will be rounding our answers to 1 decimal place. So 1 decimal place is what we're looking for. We're not going to try and get more accurate than that. We're going to get answers that's going to be as close as possible to that 24 over there. And then we'll have a go at a few more, and then you're going to try some on your own. What I would suggest you do before you carry on watching this video is get yourself a calculator in hand, because you're going to need it. Okay, let's get straight to work. So trial and improvement. So I want to know for what value of x, what value of x am I going to need in order to be able to get this 24 on the end here. So we're going to have to try something out. So what I'm going to do is I'll start with the number 3. So I'm going to say let x be 3. Now if I say let x be 3, what I'm doing is replacing the x's with the number 3. So this is an x square here. So it means that I'm going to have 3 square plus, there's an x there, so it's 3 square plus 3. Replace the x with 3. And if you can't work it out on in your brains, then probably just use your calculator. But this 3 square is 9, and if I add another 3 to that, I will get 12. So basically nowhere near that 24. I need this 12 to be 24. So I'll keep trying. Let's now try x being equal to 4. So again, I will replace the x's with 4's. So 4 square, and then another 4 there because there's an x there, 4 square plus 4. Okay, this now gives us, this 4 times 4 is 16, add another 4 gives us 20. Well, we're very close now because we're trying to get to 24. Let's try x being equal to 5 now. So 5 square plus 5. By now I'm sure you got the hang of it. Replace the x's with 5's. This is a square, so 5 square. So 5 square is 25. Add another 5 gives us 30. Well, that takes us past this 24. So this basically should tell us that our answer has to be between 4 and 5. And now we're going to try various things like 4.1, 4.2 to see what happens. I'm going to go straight for 4.4 because this is where it now starts to matter. X is equal to 4.4. So what I'll do is put 4.4 in my calculator. I'll square it and then add another 4.4, because what I'm doing, as you can remember, I'm replacing the x's with these numbers. Well, okay then. This gives us an answer of 23. I can get my pen in. So 23.76. That brings us quite close to that 24. So I'm quite happy with that 23.76. Right, so if you want, you can get into more accuracy, and I believe if we try 4.5, we're going to go over. So we're going to stop there on this one. This is the answer we're going to stop at. So we're going to say, therefore, that x is equal to 4.4. That's just a positive answer. Most of the times when you see it in an exam question, they'll just ask you for 1. Not both. All right, time to try a different one. Okay, so here's our new problem. And for this one, we're going to work by trial and improvement to find the positive answer for x. That's going to give us 80. I suggest, since we're going to, if you think about it properly, since we're going to cube a number and then double it, I suggest we start in a place that's sensible. Like, for example, I already know that if I cube the number 4, I will get 64. So I'll probably start with 4. Okay, so we're going to start with x equal to 4. So that basically means we will get, remember what we did before, replace the x with the number 4. So we're going to get 4 cubed plus 2 times 4. I like putting mine in brackets because in that way I don't get confused and think it means 24. So 2 times x, 2x means 2 times x. Just replace the x with the number 4. That x there, replace it with 4. Okay? Right, let's see what we're going to get once we do that. Well, once we do that, we get 72. So my gamble paid off. It was pretty cool going that far up ahead. Now let's see what's going to happen with 5. Now I already know what's going to happen with 5, but I just want to prove a point here. Okay, and here it is. If we substitute 5 in, replace the x's with 5, and 2 times 5 here, that's going to equal to, well, think about it. If I cube 5, I get 125. So I'm already miles ahead of that there. Okay, this is going to give me 135 there. Now, that should already tell you that the answer that we're looking for has to be between 4 and 5. It has to be between there somewhere. Okay, now 4 brings me quite close to 80, but 5 brings me really far away. And since I'm going to round my answer just to 1 decimal place, I would probably not go too far. So probably we should try and see what happens with 4.1. So let's see what happens. Okay, so once we've plugged in the 4.1, replace all the x's with 4.1s, cube it, 2 times 4.1 and so on. That gives us an answer of 77.12. This brings us really close to that 80. Let's see if we can refine it just a little bit more. So we're going to, yes, you guessed it, try 4.2 and see what happens. So we're going to put in that 4.2 in there. Okay, so once we've put the 4.2 in, let's cube plus 2 times that 4.2. That gives us 82.49. If we round it, we can get 82.5 and then 77.1. Now, if you really come to think of it, then this number here, if we round it as 77.1, then we're going to need an extra 2.8 to make 80. And for this one, if we round this to 82.5, then we are basically another, so take away 2.5 away from 80. So basically, long story short, this is closer to 80 than that. So therefore, I'm going to say that my final answer for this one is x is equal to 4.2 to 1 decimal place, because that's all we were looking for, 1 decimal place. All right, so that's basically it, guys. I hope it was quite informative. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put another one up, and then I'm just going to jump straight to the answer. Okay, so here's the last one. Pause the video and then see if you can have a go on your own. And after that, I'm just going to pop the answers up. Okay, I hope you rounded your answer to 1 decimal place. and you would find that the answer should be x being equal to 2.5. And if you substituted 2.5 into that, you would get 2 into 2.5 cubed plus 2.5, which will give you an answer of 33.75. Okay, which is for me pretty much quite close to 35. If you try 2.6, then you go too far away at 37 point something. So that's the answer that we're looking for. All right, guys, that is all for now. I hope this was pretty straightforward for you. Keep trying out those trial and improvement methods, and don't forget, when you do these for an exam, the examiner will need to see a few of these written down before you jump to your answer. Don't just go straight for this and give an answer. You're going to lose marks for it. They're usually starred questions, which means that the examiner will need to see some of the working out like I did earlier in the video. All right, that is all for now. Take care, and if you've got any questions, let me know.